Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode. This is actually episode 10. We're in the double digits finally.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So this time we want to talk about the 6 things that we don't skimp on in our budget. In the past, we had a video where we talked about some of the things that we cut completely out of our budget. This time we want to talk about some things that we are making sure to keep in our budget, but not only that, we want to talk about some things that we're willing to spend more on.
You're a moron.
All right, so the number one thing that we do not skimp on in this current budget is our giving and our tithing. So we talked about our faith before in the past. We give away 10% of our take-home pay. Now, the vast majority of that goes to our church in the form of an offering, but we also put a little bit of money aside for some other missions that we want to support, one of which is a local organization called Purchased. And we do some other things with FCA, and we also just put some money aside in sort of like a savings in case one of our friends or family members needs some help with anything. And just to be clear, that money is put away for giving them. It's a gift. We don't expect to be paid back when we use that category.
Number 2 is our internet. We could purchase a little bit slower internet, but we decide to splurge a bit to get faster speeds. I work from home pretty much all the time unless I'm traveling, so this is especially important to me because I need fast internet to be able to do my job. It's also worth it to us to have faster speeds when we're trying to stream our TV shows or things like that.
Most importantly, the video games. That's the reason why we have the faster speeds. The third category that we don't skimp on is maintenance. And when I talk about maintenance, I'm really referring to our car maintenance as well as our home maintenance. Every year, we estimate how much money our cars are going to cost us for that year. If we have any major repairs that we know are coming up, or if we need to get tires or things like that during that year, we can try to just divide it by 12 so we have an idea of how much money we need to set aside per month. And the same thing goes on our home, except for we don't really have a great guess. Sometimes things like water heaters go out or things like well pumps go out, and so we've replaced both of those since we've been here. But what we try to do is the rule of thumb is 1% of your home's value. You put that away every year for home maintenance stuff. So that's what we do too.
We choose to do this instead of using our emergency fund because these sorts of things are bound to happen. So it's better to just plan for them rather than making them a complete surprise. Number 4 is services. This is Amazon Prime and EveryDollar for the most part. These are things that aren't a huge fee, but they're things that we think are really worth it. It can also be a good value for Amazon Prime, for example, because we're not paying for shipping and, we get free books and stuff like that.
The entertainment value of Amazon Prime and also the ease of our budgeting using EveryDollar Plus. Number 5 is money put aside for passions. And in my case, that would be track and field entries for the meets that I compete in. I want to make sure that I save some money for these now because as I get a little bit older, I won't be as fast, and not being as fast isn't quite as much fun anymore. So I want to make sure that I still have money set aside that I can compete in my 20s and early 30s for these events. If you have any passions, especially things that you can't put on hold for whatever reason that might be, really would encourage you not to skimp on your budget in those categories.
Number 6 is self-care. I consider this to be our actual self-care line item, as well as haircuts and maybe pocket money. These are all areas that keep us motivated to continue on this path of saving money and paying off our debts. Basically, it just keeps us happy and well. We did scale back in these areas a little bit at the beginning of the year when we made this new budget. For example, for a while, we were getting massages pretty regularly. We decided to cut that out and lower this budget item because they were nice, but it wasn't worth it to us. We'd rather be able to pay down our debts faster than get massages every month. So we've cut things down, but we're still dedicating a good amount of money to these areas. Another example of something that didn't get cut and why I included haircuts in here is because we decided that, we were making enough money. It made us feel good to take care of ourselves. Nick in particular found a barber that he really likes and he likes to support. He does a great job. You wouldn't know right now, but
I missed you. I miss Eugene.
But it was important to be able to feel good about ourselves, support a business, and that's why we kept it in there. So he can get his haircuts regularly. I can do the same with the person that I like to go to. And that's that.
Great.
Yeah. We've talked about pocket money before too, how this is really important in lowering the anxiety about spending money. We don't have to worry about if the other person would think that it was worth it to get whatever we wanted to buy. And like I said before, it just kind of keeps us motivated when we have a little bit of money that we can just spend willy-nilly.
Excellent use of willy-nilly.
Yeah. And with self-care, these are areas sort of like haircuts where it's worth it to splurge. Skincare, makeup, things like that. We don't want to, well, I don't want to get the bottom of the barrel kind of stuff.
Since we've implemented pocket money, we haven't really had any money fights, and I think that's a big reason why we haven't had any. And so it's really great if you're in a relationship, but even if you're not, even if you're single, setting some money aside that you allow yourself to spend can really go a long way to sticking towards the goal that you've put in mind. All right, so there you have it. There are the 6 things that we don't skimp on and we have not cut out of our budget. So let us know what you guys think about these 6 things. If you have a few things that you don't want to cut out of your budget or things that you always make sure that you prioritize in your budget, let us know. Send us an email or leave a comment or send us a carrier pigeon or, whatever.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We put out videos on the 1st and 15th of every month. So if you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe and tell others.
Number 2 is internet. We choose to...
I didn't do anything.
You looked at me when I said,
Pardon. Cyclists.
Bicyclists. What is Noah
they're
doing with
stopped.
her butt?
They're stopped right over there. Keep going, guys. You got it. I think one of them's trying to drink a soda.
Number 4 is services. This is Amazon Prime.
Hey.
You're so cute.
Number 5 is money set aside for passions. So in my case, this is competing in track meets, and I have...
For Nelly, it's food and being in the backyard.
Yeah.
I considered it... Blah, 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 blah.